At this Aiden's Study Cafe YouTube channel, we would try to bring you the latest discoveries and advancements in batteries. For the first lecture, named as Advanced Lecture for Battery Science and Engineering, I take this subject for undergrads and graduate students. In this lectures, we will be covering the basics and fundamentals of batteries to advanced level. We will be also covering what are the prospects or what are the future prospects of advanced batteries going to be. For instance, their deployment in electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles, and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. So I am Aditya Narayan Singh, who would be taking your lectures, who would be taking the basics lectures for advanced batteries. As a matter of fact, I have just introduced the contents and left other parts because it will be covered, it will be added up as the time progresses. So, to start with the batteries, let us have a big picture and ask a question that is there an energy storage device other than the batteries or capacitors? So the basic questions, the answer could be approached that yes, we have a huge energy storage device and which is nothing but our planetary system. Planetary system is a huge energy storage device. For instance, our Earth could hold or it holds a strong magnetic field inside it, which serves as a storage devices. Similarly, our entire planet system, entire solar system is a huge energy storage device. So, what draws line between renewable and non-renewable energy? Before discussing the concepts of batteries, let us discuss what are renewable and non-renewable energy. As a definition, renewable, as the word suggests, which could be renewed over time, and non-renewable, which could not be renewed over time, or which could be exhausted, which can be exhausted over time. But is it the real definition of renewable and non-renewable? No, exactly not. There is a line which defines, or there is exactly timeline which makes the definition practical, renewable and non-renewable. For instance, let us see that. Give me a second to make the pointer. Okay, what could be seen that a renewable system could be converted into non-renewable as well as a non-renewable could be converted into a renewable over the passage of time. For instance, the solar flares, which occurs in the milliseconds, the moon, the tidal waves are also renewable energies because it doesn't exhaust over time. But what happens, say for instance, minerals, if we give them ample amount of time, over millions or billions of years, they could be again reused. It means there is a line which defines, or there is a time scale which exactly exists, which exactly defines what's the difference between renewable and non-renewable energies. If we dive deep into the history, we would find that there were very much irresistible arguments between two major scientists, Galvani and Alexander Volta. Galvani had an opinion that it is the motion which generates electricity. On the contrary, a physicist, Alexander Volta, has a different opinion. Over the time, let us discuss their experimental setup and we'd appreciate how difference in arguments and difference in opinion leads to remarkable discoveries in sciences. For instance, Galvani, to prove that it is the motion which generates electricity, he hooked up two wires between a dead frog and waited for thunderstorms. What happens when thunderstorm came? The frog vibrated, and this leads to a motion, and which Galvani called as motion. Wow, it's electricity. Surprisingly, at that point of time, at that particular time, electricity was not well known. To counter this argument, Volta made another argument